Hey, y'all, what's up? In this episode of Coaster Spotlights, we're going to take a trip to the shores of Lake Erie to visit Waldameer, a cute little regional park in Lake Erie, Pennsylvania. It's a nice park. It's got 4 coasters. It's got a good assortment of rides for the entire family, flats, flumes. It's got good food, good scenery, but of course the thing that everyone comes for is the Ravine Flyer II, built in 2008 by Gravity Group. And this ride is a doozy, let me tell you. For those of you who don't know the history, originally Waldameer had a coaster called Ravine Flyer. I believe it was built in 22, it says there on that sign, by John Miller. It crossed over the road, and for years Waldameer wanted to bring this ride back, and I think they had plans for this going on for at least 10 years or so. And eventually, in 2008, they opened this ride. It stands 80 feet tall, and it has a 118-foot drop at 60 degrees. And let me tell you, I rode it for the first time this year in 2018. I hadn't been back to Waldameer in some time, and I have to tell you, this is a world-class coaster. You should absolutely go out of your way to get here. If you are driving from the east to Cedar Point, you should stop at Waldameer and ride this right away. It's got great airtime from start to finish, especially at these 2 hills that cross over the road. You're just flying up out of your seat the whole way. The turnaround is awesome. The ride is fast. It's intense, but it's also very rideable. You can ride it over and over and over again. It's just one of those rides you want to get off and get right back on. So they've really got a world-class Woody on their hands here. And that actually surprised me. I'd heard a lot of good things about this ride prior to riding it. To me, watching videos and POVs and so forth, like here we have a backseat POV, it looked fun, but I really was not expecting the amount of airtime that it has on it. For example, on the first drop right here, it was excellent, and this hill right here, you're just flying that entire time over the road. Then you get slammed into this turnaround. You get a nice little pause up here at the top before the whole thing starts over again. And then this run here is excellent, where you're getting just airtime after airtime. You're going in and out of the tunnels, and then you start the sort of banking middle and end sections of the ride. One thing that really surprised me too was that there was a little bit of airtime coming out of this 90-degree turn right here. You can see the way the track sort of dipped down in the middle of that, and in the back seat you definitely get airtime off of that. So this quickly jumped, I have to say. I don't do top 10 lists. I just say rides that are my favorite, and this quickly jumped to the list of my favorite wooden coasters. It is absolutely that good. And Waldameer really takes care of this ride too. I don't know if it's been recently retracked. The wood on it definitely looks pretty new, but it is smooth. It's not butter smooth like you'd expect from an RMC or something like that, but it is definitely a smooth experience from start to finish with a nice wood coaster rattle, but not so much that it's uncomfortable. Like I said before, this is just a ride you could ride over and over again. So if you have not been to Waldameer, I really suggest you get out there, because you got this great view from start to finish. You got this nice little pause at the top of the lift hill. When you're in the front car, you're just sort of dangling there over the first drop. It's really awesome. It's almost like a dive coaster on the B&M. And this turnaround kind of reminded me of B&M shaping as well. So this was a really surprising ride to me. I visited 5 parks on this trip, I believe, 5 or 6, I can't even remember, and that included Cedar Point and Kings Island, and this is one of the best rides I rode. It was certainly one of my favorite rides I rode. If I had to give the nod to the 2 best coasters I rode on this trip, in my opinion, would have been Diamondback and this coaster. So you can tell I'm really enthused about it, and I really want you to go out and ride it, because if you haven't, you're really missing a good ride, and Gravity Group knocked this ride out of the park. So get out to Waldameer as soon as possible. It's a cute park. You'll enjoy it, and you will love this coaster. I guarantee it. So that's it for now. Take care, y'all, and enjoy the ride.